Now, you've got an exciting teaching opportunity this fall. You're going to be going to Hong Kong as an instructor. Tell us a little bit about that, and what are some of the key topics that are of interest to an international business market like that?
It's so interesting. Business education is generally conducted in English worldwide, which is a real advantage for someone like me, an English speaker. So I've had the opportunity to teach in business schools all over the world. In the last 10 years or so, I taught for a semester in Singapore, for several weeks in Dubai, and last year I was in Hong Kong at the University of Science and Technology. I'm returning there this fall. And the courses that I'm going to be teaching to MBAs this fall are two. One is called Customer Acquisition and Retention, and it's really about data-driven marketing, and also a class in B2B marketing. These are my two areas of interest. And these MBAs are studying at night and on weekends, and most of them are in their probably early 30s, and they're in business today, so the level of classroom conversation will be really high, and I'm looking forward to it.
That's outstanding, and a great indication of how you're respected and your teaching is respected, not just here but internationally. You're a prolific writer for various trade publications. Tell us about what have been some of your top of mind things you've written about recently, or you're planning to write about going into the fall.
Well, I've been writing about account-based marketing a bit recently, as I mentioned earlier. Last month I wrote about GDPR, which is a subject that is of urgent interest to marketers. Namely, this is the EU's new regulations that are going into effect in May of 2018 that say that if we as marketers, and most B2B marketers are selling worldwide, so if we as marketers selling into the EU are not compliant with their requirements relating to data privacy and preference, that they can levy a fine as large as 4% of our global top-line revenue. So for a B2B marketer, that's a very scary prospect. And if any company has not looked into what needs to be done to comply with those regulations, they should move quickly. I think the EU regulators are not out to crucify people. They're trying to get us to be knowledgeable and take action. So by demonstrating that we're looking into it and trying to get our processes in place, that should be a great first step.
Absolutely. And Ruth Stevens, just tell us a little bit about how someone can read more of your articles and maybe purchase one of your books.
Thank you. Well, I've written 3 books on B2B marketing. One's called B2B Data-Driven Marketing, one's called Trade Show and Event Marketing, and the third is Maximizing Lead Generation, which we showed a few minutes ago. And they're available on Amazon naturally. My articles are available at ruthstevens.com, and I've also written a number of white papers and research reports which are available there. I'm a monthly blogger at Biznology and Target Marketing Magazine, so my monthly pieces can be found there, and I'd be thrilled if people would follow me on Twitter. It's Ruth P. Stevens.
Very good, Ruth Stevens. We'll have to catch up after your trip to Hong Kong and find out all about it, but thank you so much for spending time and hearing a little bit about your writing and some of your key thoughts on business-to-business marketing.
Thrilled, Ken, so much, and thank you.
Our pleasure. This is Ken Kraetzer for CBSI Services, talking business in New York City.